find the song?
All the pain, every tear, and all the trials, bro, that we been gonna end after a while, and we all gon' smile.
We all gon'
when
smile,
the waves of this world beat you down, ain't nobody calling foul. Just remember that we all gon' smile. It's a God that sit high and look low. Man. Everything he gon' restore.
We got
just
these
remember that we all gon' smile.
Yeah.
And finally, yeah, we'll be leading in the scope.
Okay.
Never suffer anymore. I can't wait to look at all them smiles. First of all, shalom, I'm here to let you know that you are not alone, I know it's looking like the devil in the zone, I'm fighting back, but like he Mayweather roll, Sheesh, I know it's bound to take a toll. You trying hard to keep control and never compromise your soul. We know the kingdom is the goal, the day and hour no one knows. But I pray it's getting close, it's getting harder for us folks. I know so many living righteous, trying to walk the narrow path. But their kids at home is hungry, trying not to grab a slab. They try not to cook the coke and not go cranking up the lab. So many don't know how to cope, they roll the weed up with the dab. They trying not to grab the steel and trying not to rob and steal. They trying not to lose their faith, so screaming, Jesus, grab the wheel. Trust me, I know how I feel, but told my problems not today. Call on Jehovah Jireh, bet my God provide a way. Cause all the pain, every tear, and all the trials, brother, we been gonna end after a while, and we all gon' smile. When the waves of this world beat you down, ain't nobody calling foul. Just remember that we all gon' smile. It's a God that sit high and look low. Everything he gon' restore. Just remember that we all gon' smile. And finally, yeah, we'll be leading in the scope. Okay. Never suffer anymore. I can't wait to look at all them smiles. First of all, shalom, sis. I know it's hard out here, you're feeling all alone, sis. You got them kids at home, but baby daddy gone, sis. You trying to do your best, but really on your own, sis. Sheesh, I know it's really getting tough. Trying to stretch out every dollar, but it really ain't enough. Trying to get a stable home, but you don't know who you can trust. You keep trying to search for love, but yet they only come with lust. Not trying to run back to the pole, to bust it open, not your goal. Crying out, dear Father God, can you please come make me whole? You is different, let them know you tricked me once, but never more. Tell them make you an honest woman if they wanna get the show. I know your heart has been broken and shattered in tiny pieces. The Bible, it can repair you, and that is my final thesis. Yeah, it's hard, but it'll get better after a while. Endure to the end, and guess what? We all gon' smile. All the pain, every tear, and all the trials, brother, we been gonna end after a while, and we all gon' smile. When the waves of this world beat you down, ain't nobody calling foul. Just remember that we all gon' smile. It's a God that sit high and look low. Everything he gon' restore. Just remember that we all gon' smile. And finally, yeah, we'll be leading in the scope. Never suffer anymore. I can't wait to look at all them smiles.
Excuse me, Israel? May I have your attention, please?
Man, what up?
The first annual F3 event is going down July 30th in Atlanta, Georgia.
You don't want to miss this. Wait, hold on, man.
What's F3? The Fringed Up Family Fest, presented to you by 3MG and the Light Hebrew Magazine.
With performances by your favorite artists like Akhenaten.
Also performances by Nabil the Servant, Selah Soul, Hezekiah, Yahaku, King 7, Monologue Magad, and many more artists being added daily. There will be a kids zone with 7 bouncy houses, food, games, prizes, and more. Then brews outside this summer. Tickets are $10. Purchase today at 3mgmusic.com. The F3 Fringed Up Family Fest. Be there.
Shalom, Hebrew.
Y'all told me to make some time for you. He said, show my people some love and tell my Jews I'm waiting. If he can save me, he can save anybody.
I was hanging with them gangsters in them streets. I wasn't no stranger. Lord knows I was a sinner. Lord knows since I remember I was under the influence. Drunk and high, life was in ruins. Mama went got life insurance. Mama kept that life insurance. I rode a bus and Bubba Chevy. I was broken, young, felt heavy. I used to run from the police, but it was written this day. The beast stood up in Memphis, Tennessee, standing out. Yeah, long live my king. I found my nationality. I'm Hebrew, Jew, belong to me. Father, I belong to you, and I was disappointing you. I'm out here preaching to the gang. They joking, call me preacher, man. Wages of sin, outlive them wages. I express with many faces. I'm so chosen, he had to chase me. So many times he could erase me. Yeah, they used to call me crazy, but could never call me lazy. I'm giving you the word for free, but best believe the word gon' pay me. I motivate the satisfaction. In the booth is non-stop action. My father, the main attraction. Father, I got him calling, asking about your son, Hebrew Messiah. I give him knowledge and some wisdom. I try to help him out. That fight they taught, I teach us to be liars. We above beyond these busters, and if we know, how can we suffer? It's time to show and flex our muscle, and let's repent for Jacob's trouble. This a corporate plantation, and knuckles I'm taking my profit. So you headed to damnation, made me have to round the clock. Don't you sell out like these rappers, turning babies into trappers. Would they be successful rappers if they were successful trappers? Ex-sin and I'm no actor. Now I'm doing more than I gotta. Make some time to love my people. I take you to y'all, not your reaper. This a lesson from a blessing. They can't treat you like no peasant. They mad we the chosen children. We been starving for this message. Let's put y'all in their way and remind them of that terrible day. And it's coming, nobody's safe. If you Judah, it's time to pray. Yahoo shot my new world order. We gon' meet you at the border. I'm Hebrew and I got my orders. Earth burning, but today gorgeous. True Jew fled to headquarters. That's that land of milk and honey. We got serious about that tour. So paradise nice and sunny. I was hanging with them gangsters. Lord knows I got an angel. Now to his word, I'm no stranger. Protecting me from his danger. Hallelujah, Father, thank you. In his eyes, I am famous. Brand new album, so I'm blameless. My new covenant from your heinous. Y'all took me flat out my back. I start crawling, but now I'm stepping. I repay them with progression. So raise them banners in heaven. Hey, heaven. Yeah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yep. We want to thank everybody for joining us here on the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. We got a special guest in the house with us tonight. We ain't gonna hold her up. We about to bring in right now
Sister Delta.
Hello. What's up, family? How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good, sis.
Well, it's been a long time. I'm back.
She in the building tonight.
Indeed. You are back. We want to thank you, sister, because we know that you are busy. And just for you to be able to stop by and to holler at us, chat with us for whatever amount of time, we want to say thank you for that as well.
Oh, crazy. Well, thank you guys for having me.
For sure. You here for a reason. So before we do anything at all, the floor is yours, young lady. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I want to say shalom, everybody. What's going on? If you don't know me, I'm Sister Delta with the Light Hebrew magazine. I came on here just to let you guys know about the F3 Family Fringe Up Fest.
Yes.
You just got to see the promo commercial that played before we came on. It's going up. Y'all already know how we do it over here. So you know the vibe. It's a family reunion. It's lit. We gonna come dripped out. We gonna come. Hey, we gonna kick it.
That's it.
we gonna kick it. We gonna kick it. We outside.
We outside this summer.
And we gonna kick it. So yes. So it's gonna be on a private property, about 10 acres. The brothers and the sisters can come out and fish. The kids can feed the ducks. You know, we're gonna have the bouncy houses going on. some of your favorite artists are gonna be there performing. We just added Paisley the Hebrew onto the roster. Yes, we got Monologue McGod, we got yours truly, Ayo Ben Yahoo, King Evan. Man, it's just so many names that there's 20 performers.
Wow.
So it's just gonna be an all-day fun day. Grown folks, kids, family time. We is gonna kick it. Y'all know how we used to kick it in the country.
That's
and
right.
If you ain't from the country, then you about to find out how we kick it in the country.
Yes, sir. We about to see how we do it. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So it's family tickets, family packages available, VIP tents available. So go onto the website. All the information about the event is on the website. It's July 30th, all day from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Be there at 12:45 so you don't miss none of the festivities. They giving stuff away. It's up, man. So make sure that you guys go to 3mgmusic.com, get your tickets, get all the information. If you need a guide, if you need somebody to talk to let you know what's going on, reach out to me, reach out to my team, holla at the House of Mono, holla at the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. Somebody will be able to help you, man. And make sure that you guys stay tuned to this podcast and other shows to win free tickets. I'm going to be giving away free tickets. I'm not going to let nobody know when. I'm not going to let nobody know how. I'm just going to be like, hey, you got to do this, this, to win some tickets. We're going to give away some VIP packages. We're going to give away some food. We're going to give away some stuff. So you guys just got to stay tuned to all of the platforms that are involved. Y'all know how we all collectively come together and make things happen. So that's what's going on right now.
Oh, praise.
It sounds like it's going to be a Hebrew fair. That's what it sounds like it's going to be. It's going to be, and it's going to be something that the kids are going to remember more than anything. It's going to be something that's going to resonate with the kids for the rest of their life. When you're talking about breaking curses, you're talking about bringing kids up righteous. These are the type of things that they're going to remember for the rest of their life, that they're going to be looking forward to doing with their children as well. Now,
that's right. It's safe, where you ain't got to worry about the weirdo over here trying to the pervert looking at your kids. You ain't got to worry about Uncle Elroy getting drunk, acting stupid. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we do. So we gonna get, so we gonna get to kick it safely, righteously.
Oh, crazy!
And not we gonna kick it.
Well, we got somebody named Yesha B that's in the chat right now. Said, let me find out y'all giving away some free tickets. Yes,
we are.
Right now, we giving away free tickets. So what I'm going to do right now is set the stage for the tickets for the night. I'm gonna get both of the questions out. And whoever answered the question, whenever we see the question answered first, Young Judah will make an announcement for the first person that gets it. You're going to be the winner of those tickets. Please do not participate if you know that you're not going to attend.
That's right.
If you know that you're not going to attend, please do not participate. But if you want to attend, if you have not gotten a ticket, you will have a chance to get a ticket here. Last week, Ayo Ben Yahoo did a Beyond Critical Race Theory on this particular date. The first question is, how many active Ku Klux Klan members were in 1920? In 1920, how many active Ku Klux Klan members were active?
I gave the number.
If you don't know, you can refer back to the show of last week. The Beyond Critical Race Theory is at the beginning of the show. You can get that number. The second question for the second ticket that we're giving away tonight. Give me the name of the song and the artist of the third song break from last week. Third song break from last week.
Good stuff.
Both questions can be found out in last week's show. If you have not watched it, it's a perfect opportunity for you to watch it now. Then guess what? You can catch up with this show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, we did have a winner last week, Sister Yame. She was able to finish that bar for Monologue's Fringes Zone. So congratulations. She was the first winner. So yeah, y'all, hey, come on, go back and look at the number and go and look at the third music break. Win those tickets.
That's right.
Go win those tickets, man. We want you in the building. We want you in the place to be.
That's right.
And name how many active Ku Klux Klan members were there in 1920 and the name of the artist and song of the third music break of last week. Sister Delta, I know we only have you here for a limited time. So you're gonna sit down with us and you're gonna be part of our first segment.
Oh, okay.
Which is Beyond Critical Race Theory.
Yes, and
Mr. Ayo Ben Yahoo runs these every week. And he has been running a series which is on this date. Yes. Exactly. So go ahead and let's do it, brother.
So yes, Beyond Critical Race Theory. What you don't hear in the school systems taught, what you don't hear at all, unless we the Hebrews are gathering it together. So a little bit of information Beyond Critical Race Theory actually on yesterday, June 13th, 1904. And it's set of benefiting the fact that we're talking about this family event that's going to be taking place July 30th, and I wanted to do this due to that. And this family event that we're having, you just heard Sister Delton Shear allude to breaking the curses, right?
That's right.
This event is how we're going to break these curses, and this, what I'm about to read to y'all, is most definitely a curse. Deuteronomy talks about it, and Proverbs, we're going to go to Proverbs 13, 24 through 25 to preface this before I go into this article for on this day of Beyond Critical Race Theory. And I got my seat for the night, because I told you, when I can read it from my phone, but when I'm turning the pages, it make me think I'm smart, make me feel like I'm smart.
Now you think he's smart.
Right. So Proverbs 13.
Make you feel like you're doing something when you open the book.
Make me feel important, right? Make me feel important. Proverbs 13, 24 and 25. Everybody's familiar with this verse. He that spares his rod hates his son, but he that loves him chastens him early. The righteous eats to the satisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want. All right, let's get into it, family. On this day, now, once again, you can always go to the website, A History of Racial Injustice, and we are going to get into this article, right? Let me see, as soon as I can. All right. An Israelite mother ordered by judge to participate in the brutal beating of her teenage son in front of hundreds of white spectators in Kentucky. Let's get into it. And then right there, you see the newspaper says, Negro publicly whipped, Louisville, Kentucky. Judge orders mother to use. And we're going to talk about something later on to see how important or unimportant these judges are in our system, man. We talked about it last week. Talk about the KKK having judges sitting on the federal Supreme benches making these decisions. Check this out. On June 13th, 1904, a white judge ordered a black Israelite mother to brutally beat her 15-year-old son in front of hundreds of white people in the Lexington, Kentucky town square. Judge John J. Riley imposed this sentence upon the boy, Simon Searcy, as punishment for getting into a physical altercation with a white boy. Compelled by the judge's order, Simon's mother took her son straight from the courtroom, through the crowded streets, and to the town square filled with white residents. There, her son was stripped of his clothing and tied to a post, and she administered 20 lashes from a buggy whip. And if y'all don't know what a buggy whip is, it's not the big long ones, it's the shorter ones, so it makes a shorter pop. Very deadly and very dangerous. If Simon's mother had refused to whip her son as ordered, she risked facing her own charges of contempt and also risked angering the judge who had power to impose an even harsher punishment upon her son. This brutal punishment of an Israelite child was rooted in the prior era of enslavement. During that time, Israelite children, women, and men were whipped with impunity by enslavers and traffickers, leaving physical and emotional scars. We still wear these emotional scars to this day. Narratives of the experience of enslavement written by Israelite people who escaped bondage often describe how white enslavers would cruelly force enslaved people to participate in the punishment of others. Forced to whip fellow enslaved Israelite people for running away, working too slowly, or other alleged offenses, these men and women were threatened with violence or death if they refused. For generations after emancipation, white urban and rural communities alike witnessed and participated in the public spectacle of violent punishments inflicted upon Israelite people through racial terror, lynching, and daily massacres targeting entire Israelite communities. We're almost done. A narrative of racial difference, the belief that Israelite people were inferior to white people, was constructed to justify this treatment. That myth of white supremacy survived the formal abolition of enslavement and evolved to include the belief that Israelite people were and are dangerous criminals. Israelite people, even children like small Simon, were frequently met with harsh and often violent retribution from courts. Not just people, but from courts, after being accused of minor social transgressions or for defending themselves against attacks from white people. Even white press accounts of Simon Searcy's punishment recognized the whipping's seen roots in enslavement. One headline reporting the events declared, "Reminder of old days. Negro boy whipped at post in Kentucky for striking white boy." So there you have it. June 13th, 1904, little Simon Searcy was ordered by the court to be taken by his mother in front of a small town and whipped 20 lashes or more. Man, so yeah, what y'all think about that? And the only way we're going to break these curses, like I said, the coming together, the reunions, the families, the events, is having these type things that we can break these curses. But what you guys think about that, man? As parents, as a mother, Sister Delta?
Well, first of all, I'm pissed off at the story. It just brings, I just get so pissed off. It's like watching an old slave movie. Right. You know what I'm saying? And not like watching Django. Watching Django is a little different. You know what I mean? Right. So, but when it's like, I can just put myself in her shoes, you know, because it's like, if I don't do it, they're going to beat me anyway. They're going to beat him worse. And we just both getting beat. And they going to win anyway. So it's like that with that situation. It's like, she's probably just sitting there like, oh, let me go ahead and do it. Right. Do it worse. They might kill him where she going to hit him, but she ain't going to hit him as hard. Right. You know, she going to make it look like it, but it's not going to be as hard. Right. Just put in a position where it's just like, what really can you do? And I think in 1904, we were still slaves at that time, weren't we?
Well, we were emancipated between 1865 and 1868, but the slave patrol and the Jim Crow was already starting
in full effect.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much, we may have been released, but we didn't have any money, any food, any housing. So they knew small, like the article said, little small crimes, just defending ourselves to get
and
food.
That's probably what I feel like happened. Mm-hmm. And you know, they scared of us anyway. Right. They are terrified of us. Yes. You know, I think it was one movie where I thought I saw a white man say something like, you know, it's gonna take 3 or 4 of us. They strong like gorillas. They scared. You know, that's how they say it, right? He probably did something really disrespectful, kept going on and on. Our brother had to defend himself, and he got embarrassed or scared because he was in a position like, I know I can't beat this dude, and then I'm gonna call the police and you're gonna get taken care of anyway. Whatever to take the attention off of you looking like the coward that you are. Now you mad, got the whole town. The same scenario as Black Wall Street, the same scenario as everything that always happens. How mad?
Right. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great take on that. What'd you think about that, Sheer? Like Sister Delta just mentioned, he was probably just defending himself because the article itself said striking the boy. Like he just hit him, and the dude was probably scared, went and told it, and then there you go. There you have it. It turned into a whole, you know, what kind of.
It always goes out of control. Emmett Till, same thing. You mad because your wife was probably a whore. You know, and we just don't know.
Exactly. Right.
They be lying.
Absolutely. It's in their DNA. What you think about it, Sheer? We good? We lost. I think we lost. We may have lost Sheer.
Yeah, he been coming in and out because he been kind of froze back and forth. Yeah. But shout out to sis. Yeah, even your wife brought up Rosewood. It's the same scenario. It's the same
scenario in it, and that's why we do these Beyond Critical Race theories. Because what happens is, you never hear about this since, like, when I'm reading these, I was like, I ain't never heard about this. I'm 45 years old. How have I never heard of Simon Sears, Louisville, Kentucky? How have I never heard of this? So we bring these out to make us aware that Like
they want us to forget. Right. Just like they want to take slavery out the textbooks. Right. They want us to forget.
Absolutely. They want us to forget because they know that we're waking up. They know we're waking up, and they know we're putting this parallel together. That's right. Deuteronomy talks and said we would be in Egypt in ships. Okay, we were brought to America in ships, and this is spiritual Egypt. Look at the back of your dollar bill, and that the word says we will wake up in the land of our captivity, and they know this. So now they're trying to wipe it away so that they don't feel that shame and guilt. But the Most High is going to take care of that.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, yes.
And so, they know deep down, just like we know deep down who we are. They know who they are. Yes. They are. You are your forefathers.
Yep. You are your father, the devil, liars. Like I said, how can a judge? How can you exact punishment for somebody defending themselves?
That's
how can you make his mother do that? Like how? Like that's like that. Like the word says, the righteous eats to satisfy the soul, but the belly of the belly of the wicked shall want. It's like their hunger for sin or their hunger for blood, it never settles. It's never quenched. It's always ongoing. Their belly is full of the lust of the flesh. It's always wanting. It's never satisfied.
That's right.
So yes, Beyond Critical Race Theory, we do it every week, and we are so thankful to be able to bring this information to everybody. Yeah, I think we lost y'all together. He may have had to log in and
log back on. It sure looked like he paying attention.
Yeah, he's sitting there chilling. he done froze up. And there you go. He left now. I think he's gonna come back in.
But yeah, man, I just thank the Most High that I was born in this generation.
Yes,
because I would have been dead. I wouldn't have made it. I would have probably. I just wouldn't have made it.
Yes, me and Micah, we talk about it all the time. I said the same thing since I'm like, you know what? That couldn't have been.
I would have did something stupid.
Yeah, they would have just had to destroy me in front of everybody.
The whole family.
Right.
It's the whole family this generation. Because I don't act a fool.
They'd have been like, yo, you gotta calm down, man. You're gonna get everybody killed.
And we all finna die because we ain't living like this, y'all. No, we going down with a fight.
Exactly. Absolutely. So yeah, that is one era that, like you said, I'm thankful I'm with this generation, and that that we don't have to we didn't have to live back then, because it most definitely would have been a challenge.
And then just imagine, like, if they could see how we act today. We out here acting like clowns behind cars and houses, but you used to live in a shack in a cabin with a dirt floor. You was fighting to get on any seat on the bus. They didn't want you drinking out of their cups at the restaurant. Right. And y'all out here acting like y'all acting.
Right. I mean, colored bathroom, white only water fountain. And here's the thing. Most of the time, whenever you had to go to restaurants and water fountains, the place around it for us, they left it dirty.
Just like they do our hoods now.
Right. It's the same thing. There's no difference. Great point. It's the same thing. I think we got him back. Sure, you back.
You back?
I think he is.
It's slow-mo. I don't know.
Slow-mo. I don't know. Yeah. I tell you.
It's this pose he gets stuck in for me.
It looked like he's sitting there chilling and looking at us, but he really ain't. Yeah, I think he on his way back. So so yeah, that's gonna do it for the Beyond Critical Race Theory.
That was a good one.
So, yeah, we try to bring, like I said, the information that you don't hear about it in the school.
That's right.
You don't hear about it. We try to bring it to the people, make them aware that our lives are parallel. What they were doing now, what they were doing in Mitzrayim.
On this day, that many years ago. Never forget.
Never forget. It's the same thing. So, yep, that's it. Beyond Critical Race Theory. Since you're not about to leave us, are you going to stick around for a little bit?
I can stick around for a little bit. I got about 10 minutes before I got another interview.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we are going to go to our next music break. Let's get it, Young Judah. I think Young Judah's still with us. Let's get it. Maybe not. Let me see.
Sir, I don't think I.
Shalom, Israel. Let me see them fruits. I need all the 12 tribes to get on the floor right now. Let me see that dance. Emo, Makoti, Elder, Aki, let's go. Yeah.
Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 dance. Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 dance. Yeah.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the land.
The land.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the land.
The land.
First off, you gotta lean in. Then you give a little bounce. Then you lean with the other side. Then you move it all around. Then you stomp with one foot. Then you stomp with the other. Then you pause for a second. And just to wake it up the soda. Hey, all the righteous get high. I see my tribe looking nice. Hit the wall one time. Now slide to the right. Put a little pop in it. This is not for the wicked. When you get to the land, dance like David dance. All praise to the Most High. I'ma praise him in advance. Touchdown for the home team. Do your New Jerusalem dance. Don't be scared to do your own thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now bring it back to the hook, please. Dance, 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 dance.
Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 dance. Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 dance. Yeah.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the land.
The land.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the land.
We're going back home. We're going back home. We're going back home to the New Jerusalem. Okay, we're going back home. We're going back home. We're going back home to the New Jerusalem. Okay, let's go. Do a dance for Yahweh. Show him that you really love him. Do a dance for Yahweh. Show him there's no one above him. Dance to the new kingdom. Dance from day to night. Dance to the new kingdom. Show him how it's done right. Keep on dancing cause we're almost there. Keep on dancing without a care. Celebrate when we get home. Then keep on dancing till we're out of air. Dance with y'all with all your might. With lions with the ferocious bite. Show them that we are the chosen light. All evil spirits move out of sight. Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 dance. Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 yeah.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the land.
The land.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the
Okay,
land.
let's go.
Dance if you wanna dance.
Ruben,
Dance if you feelin'.
Simeon,
Dance if you wanna dance.
Levi,
Dance if you feelin'.
Judah,
Dance if you wanna dance.
Zebulon,
Dance if you feelin'.
Issachar.
Dance if you wanna dance.
Now
Dance if you
let's go
feelin'.
dance.
Dance if you wanna dance.
Yeah.
Dance if you feelin'.
Asher,
Dance if you wanna dance.
Naphtali,
Dance if you feelin'.
Joseph,
Dance if you wanna dance.
Benjamin.
Dance if you feelin'.
We the 12
Dance
tribes,
if you wanna dance.
and we worldwide.
Dance if you
Now let's
feelin'.
dance.
Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 dance. Dance if you wanna dance. Dance if you feelin'. Screaming out Jerusalem. Dance, 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 dance. Yeah.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the land.
The land.
12 tribes, do your dance.
Dance.
Turn it up for the fam.
Bam.
Watch me do it with no hands.
No hands.
Dance it back to the land.
South 71.
Yeah.
Okay.
We back. Sure
We
you with us?
back. Is Sheer back? No, he's
I
still
think
frozen.
I think he came back in, but he froze up again.
Oh man.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh,
We can
can
hear
you-
you. We can hear you, bro. We
This
can
is
hear
on
you.
crack.
There you go. There you go.
You can hear me? Okay, I
Yeah,
got
we can
one
hear
more.
you.
thing to do. Hey, that was an excellent. If you can hear me right now, that was an excellent beyond critical.
We're losing you. You in and out, bro.
It was an excellent show.
Yeah, he said it was an excellent critical race theory. Now he's spinning.
And it probably only do that when he trying to do the show.
Yeah, man.
And we be on here chopping it up, talking before the show, and everything be good. Soon as the show start,
bam.
And now he's still
I like y'all shirts, a little extra shirt.
Yeah. And listen, we're gonna have shirts available on July 30th too.
Okay. And that brings me to the next thing. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Absolutely. So you guys are gonna have shirts available. We need vendors. If you guys have a brew company, holla at 3mgmusic.com. We need vendors. We need volunteers. All of that. So I can't wait to get my t-shirt. Yes, it's gonna be a lot of little stores there that I've been waiting to see. I'm an in-person shopper, so I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And great point. A lot of folks are not online shoppers or internet buyers. A lot of us like to be that face-to-face interaction. And
that's right.
As brews and Israelites, we embrace that face-to-face interaction.
That's right.
Showing love interaction. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But yes. The Sister Kwate is in the building. Beautiful Ashes, they will be there.
Yes.
She made these shirts actually. She makes does a lot of our apparel. So yes, vendors, like she said, 3mgmusic.com. Y'all go, all vendors. You make jewelry, food, clothing.
Yes, we need snow cone makers, ice cream, ice cream makers, unique, set apart businesses. We want y'all to come out. We want it to be an unforgettable experience. If you make cotton candy, snow cones, got your flavor pickles, all of that type of stuff, we want you to come out, be a vendor. All of the health products, this is the best time for you to come out. You sell soap, you sell jewelry, you sell all that kind of hands-on stuff. You need to come out because that's what people want to do. They want to shop, in person. So you guys make sure. And I just can't say enough about all the performers, man. We got Annabelle the servant, Roe the chef,
come on, man.
Snipe,
man. We was on here with Monologue a couple weeks ago, and we was talking about the lineup, sis. And we were alluding to the fact that, how the secular world, Hot 97, they have their summer jams, Power 98 in Charlotte, my hometown, they have their summer fest where it's all the A-list artists. This is pretty much the brew fest.
That's right.
It's gonna be phenomenal. The psalmists and ministers that are coming.
Bring your lawn chairs, bring your blankets. I got like a Woodstock vibe going on.
Like Monologue said, Coachella.
Yes. Now we're not allowing outside food or drinks.
Right.
There is going to be a cooler thing, but you have to contact us to get the details on that if you want to bring your own cooler in. It's just, I'm excited. I get to kick it with y'all again. It's another family reunion. Everybody's coming from all across the country, and it's definitely gonna be worth it, y'all. I mean, you can throw a party, but it ain't gonna. Bet you can't do it like us party. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me interrupt right quick. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
I had to run this thing through my phone, man. I said, scratch that laptop.
That laptop be wearing you out, boy.
So, hey, first of all, I want to ask for forgiveness for all of the technical difficulties that I had. Young Judah, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, then can you hear Young Judah? Can y'all hear Young Judah?
I just heard him.
Yeah, 1 2 1 2.
Okay, then cool. We got Young Judah. He can still run the show. Sister Delta, I apologize as well. But yeah, man, you know how technology is. You can ask Gayo before the show. We was booming and everything was smooth as butter.
Soon as you go live, they mad.
They mad, boy.
Soon as we talking about how they do, how we wouldn't do, what we wouldn't have put up with, they won't cut y'all.
That's exactly.
Yeah, you were finna act a fool on here. That's what happened.
We got a winner as well.
Lead him off of there.
Right.
Was it announced that we have a winner?
We got a winner. Okay.
We got a winner. Y'all should be answered the third music break.
He went and did that. Okay then, all right. We see you. We can't wait to meet you at the F3 Fest.
Done. So we're going to need your first and last name. We're going to give you the email address, Yasha B, for you to be able to email us your first and last name so we can get that information to the proper people as well. I want to say one thing, man, before we go on that Beyond Critical Race Theory, real quick, man. Y'all, beautiful. That reminded me, I just did a extra on Wendy Williams and her son, where the judge is ordering Wendy Williams' son to bring her back to New York. And if he does not, he is going to charge him with kidnapping charges, man.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's a grown woman if she don't want to be in New York where she's been humiliated and dogged out by her husband.
Exactly.
She have to be. I'm on vacation. I don't want to fool with y'all. Leave me alone.
Exactly.
Y'all want her tax money in New York.
That's exactly what it is. Thank you. But it goes to show you the corrupt power of these judges, though, right? To where they can do things like this, sir. It's all about power. It's all about power. They wanted to see this lady physically beat her son. That's it. At this particular day on this Beyond Critical Race Theory. That's what it was all about. If you don't do it, then this is what we gonna do. It's all about power. And as a mother, to protect her child, what do you think that she is going to do? She's going to do, because in her mind, this is what I got to do to save the life of my son. So yeah. I know I'm coming in late. We 41 minutes into this thing. Y'all done did a song break and everything.
We held it down, bro. You know how we roll. You know we got you. Sis, it's me and sis in the building. You know we
exactly.
It's okay.
All right then. All right. What we got next, yo? Sister Delta, you gonna be able to hang around?
I am not, guys. I got to get up out of here. I gotta go get on another line. But yes, you guys, I'll be back. I will be back soon. Right, I didn't know y'all need a little female flavor.
You already know. You. This is home for you, Sister Delta.
Yeah. I like it here. You know what I'm saying?
Come on back.
This is home for you.
Exactly. You guys make sure you go to 3mgmusic.com. Reach out to me. Everybody will hook you up if you have any questions. Y'all, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Shalom.
Shalom, sister. Shalom. Thank you for stopping by. All right. So I'm gonna be doing this freestyling from my phone. So man, we got a great show lined up. Where we at, Ayo? Because in the midst of me trying to,
we're gonna talk about the Trump supporters, man.
I still run the show, man. Okay. Young Judah say he still got it. He say he still got it. Okay.
Young Judah say he the lion.
Yeah, exactly.
He said he got it.
All right, then. All right. So we got the first topic, which is these Trump supporters. So, let's go ahead and get to it. 37 indictments, man.
37.
37. So we just went through the June 6th fiasco. January 6th fiasco, my bad. We went through the January 6th fiasco, right? And we saw how that played out. And they talked about how terrible of a thing that was. And we've been setting this up for a long time, and it looked like it's a pimple that's about ready to burst. We've talked about state of emergencies, right? We've talked about us. And by the way, the title of the show is in code: Us versus Us, the people.
Come on, man.
And if you notice the us, it's in capitals, okay? So it's in code: us versus us, the people, okay? So it's in code. We've been talking about this, and we've talked about how us will plant insurgents in other nations, in other countries. Will us also plant insurgents here in America as well amongst us, the people, okay? So we've been talking about this for a minute. 37 indictments was something that every president before him has done as well. They're gearing up for on-site riot, people.
Yep. Something worse than January 6th.
Something very worse than January 6th. And it's important that we talk about this because if you are a follower of Truth Be Told Flex podcast, we really don't want you to be caught off guard with this because, and I'm not saying, we are not saying, put it this way, that anything is going to happen, but the potential is great.
Right. Great point out. Right.
The potential is great. So I asked the question in the Truth Be Told Flex podcast extra. You see, we wearing the shirts, right? We got the shirts on. Yeah. Now I want to give a shout out to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast extra. If you follow us, you should get notifications for it as well. Okay, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later in the show. But I asked the question, man, why is it so important that they get to Trump? Why is it so important? What are they getting at, Ayo? Before I just go off, man, let's try to talk this thing through a little bit. What are they getting at, Ayo?
He is not. Listen, and we were talking about this the other day on the phone, chopping it up. Me and Cher, everybody. So you got to understand that first and foremost, Trump is not a career politician. He is a businessman. And you've heard us say on this channel all the time, America, I used to be one of those ones. You don't run, this is people. You don't run this like a corporation. And boy, when I woke up, I was like, man, I've been wrong. That was people I had to go to and find and apologize. I was like, no, right. This is a corporation.
Right.
That's why you have like a CEO and president of a corporation. You have a vice president. Then you have chairman, chairs, senators. You got a president, vice president. Then you have his cabinet, chief of staff, chief executive, all of that.
Right.
So first and foremost, to answer the question Cher is asking, what is it about Trump that they're trying to get at? He's not a career politician. Now, he was given the role and he's supposed to play a role. And they figured this is a scenario if he goes along with everything we tell him. That's plan A. Plan B is a scenario if he doesn't do everything we say. Plan C is if he entirely bucks the system, which that's what he's doing. He's entirely bucking the system. He is rural white America's version of Barack Obama in 2008.
Facts.
Barack Obama he wasn't a career politician. Now they groomed him to be president, but he was a new senator. And then everybody, when he went against Hillary at that Iowa caucus, they run the Iowa caucus to sort of do a trial run and vote in Iowa of how everything is going to run out. And what happened? He surprisingly won. He beat out Hillary and Jill Stein and all the other Democrats. And people was like, whoa. And then he just skyrocketed to stardom. So it's the same way. So first and foremost, he's not a career politician. And secondly, he has bucked the system. He's bucked the system. He's totally went against. I mean, he said things, impromptu things like George Washington had slaves, which a lot of people did not know about. He just recently said that African Americans are just now getting the credit for building this country. He just said that last week in one of his speeches. So once again, it ain't plan A, it ain't plan B, it's plan C. Now they got to turn up the heat. Man, do y'all understand? They are eluding, they are allegedly. Now, you've seen it first here on Truth Be Told Flex podcast a few episodes ago. I can't remember which ones here, but we actually had his court documents that he was served with, right? So once again, what did we say on that episode? This is a real thing, guys. This is not going to go away. This is going to stick. And now you're seeing other things, like Cher just said. They're charging and alleging him with other stuff. Come on, he ain't the only president that's taking away classified documents. Come on now, y'all.
Say VP Pence.
Come on.
Had classified documents. We still don't know what's on the laptop of Hillary. We still don't know what's on the laptop of Joe Biden's son.
And you don't hear nothing about that stuff no more.
You don't hear about none of this stuff, right? So you see, look, and let me put this out here as well. We are not Trump supporters.
Right. Oh, absolutely not. We're not Trump supporters, y'all. Come on.
We're not political supporters.
Right.
What we're bringing to the attention is the dangers that us is putting us in. Listen to the code talk here, okay?
Yes.
Because this leads me to the second question, Ayo, which is, remember when the NFL hired Rush Limbaugh?
Yes.
He didn't make a whole season because they got what they hired.
Right.
How you gonna hire Rush Limbaugh and then be mad at him for being Rush Limbaugh?
Right. Say it again.
How are you gonna hire Rush Limbaugh and then be mad at him for being Rush Limbaugh?
Right. It's crazy.
Right?
Crazy, y'all.
So with Trump not being a career politician, now you got to understand that. I don't care who believe this or who don't believe this. This is fact. Every president from George Washington to Barack Obama got a bloodline that runs together.
Yes.
I don't believe Trump is part of that bloodline.
Right. Right.
So they allowed him to be president.
Yep.
So that leads me to the question is, to all of this havoc that we got right now, could they have had this plan from the very start, knowing that Trump was going to be Trump? Trump been Trump ever since we known of a Donald Trump. He has not changed.
He's not changed.
So from the time they done hit us with the 19, right? From the time they hit us with the they shut everything down.
Yep.
People, we've been under attack. We are in a war right now.
Yes.
And they're bringing this war to a forefront right now. And they're using Trump as a rook on the chessboard to move him in position to get the people all riled up. You hear me say this?
Yeah.
Now, this is the thing. They got Antifa. They got Proud Boys. They got Ku Klux Klans. They got people that we ain't never heard of. So all they got to do is arrest him, find him guilty on one indictment, arrest him. They could send their insurgents out. They could say that us, the people, is the ones that's causing the problem. Now you got a state of emergency. Now you got FEMA on the ground. Now you got the military on the ground because we can't control the masses.
And then after all that, guess what you got? The movie The Purge.
There you go.
That is.
There you go.
That is. Every man for themselves.
Every man for themselves.
So to just real quick to update. So he was in Miami, I think, arraigned yesterday. Trump he got to turn himself in, leaving the courthouse after the arraignment. After he did plead. He entered a not guilty plea. After he led the courthouse, once again, like you're saying, they're already setting the scene. That whole block was protesters and his supporters clashing back and forth. His motorcade, that's like the 10 motorcycles, the 10 limousines. As they were leaving, somebody that was protesting against him jumped in front of the motorcade. Secret Service had to jump in. Like, it's already starting, y'all. It's already starting to get that way. And once again, like Shir said, this is not to scare anyone. For our audience, as Israelites, as our power the Most High, this is just to have awareness, to understand the signs of the times of what's going on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't going to say nothing. I wanted you to finish. Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to say. Okay. I know you're about to go into that article.
Yeah,
the rhetoric is already what the media is saying. It's already starting to take place in the minds of his followers and his protesters. Come on,
praise it to the Most High, man. Hey, they can step on this internet, but the show is still going. Young Judah, do your thing.
Do your thing, bro.
I might have to give you a raise, huh?
I can dig it.
Hey, check this out, man. This article right here, man. My eyes so bad I can't see it on my phone, but I do have it in front of me, right? It says Trump supporters, and this is an article as well that I do have the link in the description, okay? If you want to find this article, and thanks to Ayo for finding this article that we can use for the show. Since Trump supporters' violent rhetoric in his defense disturbs experts, the former president allies have portrayed the indictment as an act of war. Listen to the language, people. We always say that on this show. Ooh. When you read these articles, listen to the language of the articles, okay? They look at this as an act of war and call for retribution, which political violence expert says increases the risk of action. Now, I want you to listen to the words of a politician. This is a career politician by the name of Kari Lake here. And it's right there. Young Judah went a little bit too far. Come down a little bit. Right up under the picture, I don't know if you can see what that says right there, and that's Kari Lake, but these are the words right up under that picture. It says, if you want to get to President Trump, you are going to have to go through me. And you are going to have to go through 75 million Americans just like me, said Kari Lake, the Republican former candidate for governor of Arizona. And I'm going to tell you, most of us are card-carrying members of the NRA. Credit John Kerry for the New York Times. Now, before I turn this over to you, Ayob, there's two things I want to point out here. The first is she's the voice of 75 million people. Whoever that 75 million people is, listen to what it is that she just said. She said the majority of us are card carriers of the NRA. That's the National Rifle Association people. Yep. Okay. So what we're telling you, we're not telling you something that we think. We're telling you something that we know. The potential of danger is out there if they arrest Donald Trump. The second thing I want to show you is that they rigged these elections. There is no way that Joe Biden won Arizona. There's no way that he won Arizona. Right. To be in the White House, right? Arizona did not flip. They flipped Arizona.
They flipped it. Arizona has always been a red state from I was a little boy.
Always been a red state. And you can hear it in what she just said right here. She's the former candidate for the governor of Arizona.
And she knows so that means she lost. Which is not normal. It's normal. That's a red state.
That's a red state. It always have been. But listen to the language. Go ahead, Ayo.
No, just to land back off what you were saying. In that article, a couple points I wanted to bring out. Okay. So it says right there, it says the calls to actions and threats have been amplified. Listen to this. Listen what she just said it, and we keep saying it. Listen to their language. Listen to who they identify. They put the environment. They culminate in what they want you to hear, how they want you to see, and also more importantly, from how they view it.
Facts.
Okay? Listen. The calls to action and threats have amplified on right-wing media sites and have been met by supportive responses from social media users.
Come on now.
And cheers from crowds.
Come on now.
Who have been conditioned over several years by Mr. Trump and his allies to see any efforts to hold him accountable as assaults against him. Remember, right-wing sites. January 6th, they have been telling you what's that QAnon. And the FBI, they knew that on QAnon and a lot of these right-wing media sites that they were saying, we going to the Capitol and we're going to do this. But they were like, they blew it off. Like, they ain't going to do nothing. They ain't going to do nothing. They just talk. And what happened on January 6th, it was chaos.
Exactly.
Died.
Exactly.
Right? So the next thing, experts on political violence warn that the attacks against people or institutions, listen, people or institutions become more likely when elected officials or prominent media figures are able to issue threats or calls for violence with impunity, meaning, like we said before, they'll do something and won't nothing happen.
Right.
The pro-Trump mob that attacked the Capitol on January 6th was drawn to Washington in part by a post on Twitter by Mr. Trump's tweets earlier promising that it would be wild. The former president alerted the public to the indictment on Thursday evening in post on social media. So Donald Trump, she just said 75 million. So Donald Trump says, man, I ain't got to have no press conference. I ain't got to have no publicist. Me, myself, is going to go on Twitter and I'm going to tweet it. He's bucking the system. He doesn't have to have his publicists get in touch with all media outlets, invite him to a certain building at a certain time on a certain day to have a press conference and have him field questions. He's like, I'm gonna just go to Twitter and I'm gonna just tell him this is a witch hunt. He says, I'm attacking the Justice Department and calling the case the greatest witch hunt of all time. Once again, she identified 75 million. Do y'all know
75 million.
75 million followers is? He has his own social media site.
Right.
That he made.
Right.
So anything he says, that's why
it's gonna go.
It's gonna go. Plan
it's
A,
gonna go.
Plan B. They say, man, this dude done totally bucked out. Whatever we got to do something.
Right.
So,
and what are the chances that they knew that he was going to be like that? When have anybody ever been able to control Donald Trump? Donald Trump is for real his own. You ever heard the term a man's man? That's Donald Trump.
He said.
So, I mean, look at how he walked. Like yesterday when he went to get arraigned in Florida. If there was, I told my wife, if not bothered was the person, that's Donald Trump.
That's Donald Trump.
And then they showed him after leaving, right after it was over with. I said, man, this man got a plane with his name on it, Trump. Do you think that this man is bothered by these folks? No. And check this out, though. Even if he get convicted, and I'm one day old learning this early. If this brother get convicted and go to jail, don't you know that he can still run and be president of us?
Yep. Like I said, they make the rules, man.
They make the rules.
They make the rules, bro.
Now, it's something that I want to point out in what you was reading. Twitter, social media, Twitter. People, we've been telling you that these social media sites are weapons.
Weapons. Come on, man.
They are weapons.
Come on up.
Billions of people have accounts on these social medias. There used to be a time, so let's look at how news used to travel back in the cowboy days, right? They had to go find them a telephone pole, and they had to connect the wires to it, and they sit there and they type. And then you had somebody on the other end translating whatever it is that they typing through.
Yep.
So we went from that to the telephone with the roller thing on, and you stick it to your ear and you talk through the thing, and the lady on the other end got a cord. And it went from that to now you can pick up a phone and you can actually call somebody. From that, it went to now we got I'm doing a podcast on the cell phone.
Crazy.
And with the cell phone, you got apps,
Instant.
unlimited apps.
Yep.
And the apps that most people use all the time is what? Social media.
Yep. Instant access.
Instant access.
Instant access.
If you want to arouse the people, tweet it out.
Yep.
I've been saying for years, who is the people? They say people are getting disturbed over so-and-so doing this. Who are the people? They bots. That's who the people is.
Exactly.
If they create the social media, they can create bots too. And what do bots do? They tweet out as well.
Yep. And it's creating chaos, man.
There you go.
Man, once again, and we talked last week about Cornel West, a brother, educated brother, professor at Yale, professor at Harvard, being thrown into all this melee. So once again, if Joe Biden win again, but do on the account of Cornel West taking 4 million votes and 20 electoral votes from Donald Trump, say Donald Trump do actually go to jail and he run for president and be close to winning. And like last time, we go to bed, wake up in the morning, and 10 electoral votes, Cornel West got him, and Joe Biden wins.
Right.
Man, they will break him out of jail. Man,
yes.
Boy, listen.
Yes.
Not
say it again,
that
brother.
Will be the case. Not
say it again,
so,
brother.
But it will be total chaos.
It would be chaos out
and
there.
It will be blamed on Cornel West.
Yes.
A brother.
Yes.
And every brother just look like him.
Yes.
Us will be the blame for it.
That's right.
Us.
I'm gonna say this, and this is not out of the state of a fear or anything like this, but political talk, if you really are not up on political talk and stuff like that, stay away from the conversation with people.
I'm telling you.
Especially the raw chickens. Don't talk about politics with the raw chickens. Because what they trying to do, they trying to gauge right now.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something, with the same way we follow, they follow too.
Absolutely.
The same way we follow, they follow. So if the Proud Boys kick something off, the rest of the raw chickens gonna follow.
Come on, man.
If Antifa kicks something off, the rest of the raw chickens gonna follow. Okay?
Man.
So we need to be careful who we talk to and what we talk about.
Yep.
They indicted him on so many cases because all they need is one.
That's it.
So if we can get 32 of them, all we need is one.
Yep. And he pled not guilty, but Ark is just for him to beat all 37, like you said, all they need is one.
And then he won. I don't know. I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna go to the music break.
Yeah.
It's funny how this brother here done been arraigned twice and walked in and walked out. I told my wife, look, man, I've been a part of this justice system, this injustice system over here.
Right.
Never in my life have I seen anybody get arraigned, come in, take a picture, get fingerprinted, and get arraigned and go home.
Go home. Never stop. That's amazing.
Make sense.
Right.
This brother take himself to get arraigned.
Right.
He walk in on his own.
Right.
Get fingerprinted, take the picture, and walk right out the same door that he walked in. Resonate on that while we go to the music break.
Yeah. Young get Shay in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. We got music break.
I got it.
Sir, I don't think God really cared too much about us. Or he wouldn't have put us here. I mean, look where we stay at. It's all fucked up. It's messed up around.
You don't have any belief, boy.
Somebody wanna tell me what's the real deal with all these jails. See a nigga never pay attention, only to the kitchen hard, never listen. Raised in the business of next with the big chain. School never got books, insane. Big brains wouldn't never profit. Damn pennies wouldn't cleave to pay for college. I'ma serve the fiends, the ones from the 70s. Hungry for the streets, never knowledge. Worry about my commas, never in the paragraph. I'm black, raised by my mama type. Then I brought water to her eyes. See me caught up in that drama homicide. Cause daddy was a no-show. Kinda like Tony Romo. Didn't bring us boys to no bowl. Didn't feed me, didn't sing me lullabies. And we look peculiar and they wonder why. I'm a damn experiment, come to find out. Wake me from this dream, teach me that supreme thought. First stop, running thy mouth. Found love, crosses ozone. Singing Sam Cooke on my old soul. Born by the rivers of that Ocho 60. Hartford was the fourth pole when the struggle was hard. Didn't see it, really realize. See the sea is wise, real, recognize real nigga couldn't pull the trigger.
Could you look through these eyes, yeah? Could you see what I see? Times for us never changes. Gotta keep moving my feet.
my chinny chin, man. I was raised in Mississippi, so I know she's stronger than the plenty. Wolf blowing down these projects, rippers already reaching our neck. Will these preachers ever seem to reach the ultimate goal? No, not a prospect. So I'm jumping off the ship. Never be a nigga, never see the whip. Never be a blood, never be a crip. Never dream of coming up from the strip. Never see my daddy wither like the fig. Never see my mama dragging off a shift. Coming home to barely trying to make the rent. Just for the record, I'm not American, I'm American. Yes, I see myself, place me on the shelf. I am a prize, Israelite wise, apple of the eye. Trying to track my mind so they capitalize. When the nigga dies, yet we multiply. Hip hop is blues, I eat the ramen noodles. Yes, till I die before I eat the swine. I am royalty, loyalty design. Can't you see I'm tired?
Could you look through these eyes, yeah? Could you see what I see? Times for us never changes. Gotta keep moving.
Make sure they can hear you when you do the TikTok talk.
I can hear you and I can hear you.
Yeah. Great music break, great music right there. I think we lost here again. I think he'll be back. There you go. All
right.
My man.
Man, I'm having all kind of problems. I tried to put my Bluetooth in and I just lost all the sound. Whoo, man. I promise the next week will be better, people. I promise you that. Yeah.
It's not promised.
Oh, well, I know, right? We can't make, but
hey, the enemy fight ministry, man. The enemy fight ministry. If he ain't fighting you,
I know, right? Exactly. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? We seeing it now, brother. We seeing it now. Let's get on to the TikTok talk. Before we do that, can you hear Young Judah? Say something, Young Judah.
Mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2. I just heard it.
Facts. Let's get on to the TikTok talk, then.
Yeah.
Listen, one main thing that I don't do is I don't go into the blatant overt things, because that's not how the powers that be move anymore. It's not blatant and overt to a degree. Some people will say, okay, this is blatant, this is obvious. But the people who wear the robes, who are judges, the people who wear the medical doctor robes, the people who handle the policies, they are the ideology. A lot of them happen to be black-faced white supremacists now. Okay, so this basically what we're looking for is the wrong target. That's my point. We have to look deeper into this. This is why they don't like extreme intellectuals, brother, because we go to the root of a thing. That's what the word radical really means in essence, is to go to the root of something. You are radical, you're crazy. Why? Because I'm not going to compromise my beliefs, number one. Two, I'm not going to just accept what you give me. Number three, I'm going to question everything about you and what you say. And the main thing I'm going to question is your motive. So the thing we have to look at is who is running it for real. And when you look at that all the way beyond the labels, beyond the religions, beyond the gender ideological pseudo-scientific nonsense, and of course, beyond the, I would say, political parties, you see who really runs it. And that's why they don't want people to talk, because you're going to make people think above all the nonsense. All those things divide people. When you say international bankers, when you start going to who pays who, where is the money coming from? Follow the money. Then you'll find out who owns everything. And at that point, then things will change. Correct.
And coincidentally enough, whenever anybody speaks about those people,
come on, bro,
they usually follow with a deactivation of all accounts. Why is that? Speak on that. Who is the international banking family of Europe, and why do everybody get taken out whenever they speak on them?
Oh man, everyone should read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Everyone should know about the meeting that took place off the coast of Jekyll Island in the early 1900s. Everyone should know about the Federal Reserve Act. Everyone should know about Woodrow Wilson. Everyone should know about J.P. Morgan. Everyone should know about the Carnegies, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs. Everyone should know about the Waltons. Everyone should know about the Vanderbilts. Everyone should know about these are the names of, of course, the Rockefellers. Again, very critical about the Rockefellers, John D. Rockefeller and all the rest of them. You must know about these. Why? Because they shaped the modern world that we currently live in. From the financial area to the educational system to the agricultural system to the very banking itself, they shaped it. So while a lot of us are arguing, we're not realizing the people who quite literally put this thing together are the ones who have perpetuated exactly where we are to this very moment. We argue over nonsense on a surface level, but if we both came together and said, hold on, let's sit down and really delve deep into where this thing came from, then we can say, oh, these people want to get rid of over 4 billion human beings on the planet, including white folk. That's not conspiracy theory. That is conspiracy fact. National Security Study Memorandum 200 under Dr. Henry Kissinger, 32nd Secretary of State under President Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford, authorized in 1974. After that, you had Global 2000, authorized under President Jimmy Carter. You have Zbigniew Brzezinski, who was the advisor to Jimmy Carter, who said, quote, in earlier times, it was easier to kill 1 million people, or pardon me, it was easier to control 1 million people than to physically kill 1 million people. He said, but today it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than it is to control, end quote. That's the mind of the advisor to the president. What does that mean? Once you look at all of this, you realize the game is bigger. It's much bigger than just black and white now. Now we're dealing with, as you know, the Bible says, or science says, principalities, rulers, spiritual wickedness in high places. They are not interested in having human beings on the planet who do not comply with them. Black, white, and all in between. They're not interested anymore. And the problem is social media backfired on them because it was supposed to trap us more and for us to give up more of our information so that they can trap us. But we started to put some stuff up in there and started waking people up. Now we're educating, and now they're like, God damn it, we didn't expect it to happen like that, or should I say so soon, which I wrote about in book number 2, which is another reason why you brothers with these RICO charges, you should have read the book when it came out. But it's a real thing.
Ooh-wee. Gems, RZA, boy.
It's going down.
Woo, man.
Go ahead, young Judah.
So the reason I picked this for my TikTok talk this week is because this is stuff we talk about on the show all the time. Every show we done had, especially the ones I've been a part of since I started, we talk about this all the time. Who's actually running things in America, but not only in America, in the world, who's actually running stuff. So what he was saying is it's bigger than black and white. It's bigger than race, because now it's more of who can we get to comply. It's not about black and white. It's complying and non-compliant. So either you're going to comply, and if you don't comply, you're going to be with the ones that lose their life. So the things he was pointing out is when he was dropping the names, Woodrow Wilson, J.P. Morgan, the Vanderbilts, Rockefellers, these are the ones who shaped the world as we know it today. I know before we knew anything about the truth, getting into the truth, I used to question that in school. Why are we learning the things that we're learning if this isn't the things that we need to know about everyday life? They don't teach you in school. They don't teach you about budgeting. They don't teach you about how to pay bills. They don't teach you about credit. They don't teach you about anything in the real world, but they're teaching us about chemistry and watered down history and math and geometry, stuff that we really don't use on an everyday basis. So they set up this kind of system to where we're being brainwashed to a point of pretty much fully investing our trust into the government. And what he said, he said that, sorry y'all, I'm drawing a blank. But he was saying that that these people, these 1%ers anyway, are the ones that's setting up the world to be ran today. He said that you can't control. It's easier to kill 4 billion people than it is to control 4 billion people nowadays, because now we have social media. Social media has so much information on it now that some of their tactics are being exposed, and they can't have that. So now you see people, you see all the stuff going on with TikTok, them trying to control TikTok in certain countries. In China, TikTok is not a thing anymore. TikTok is banned in China. They're banning all of these platforms that people use to get information now. Y'all are the ones that put social media out there for us to be controlled, and now we're using it to our advantage. So it's a bigger war than just race going on. It's about compliance and non-compliance. What y'all got to say about the video?
You want to go, bro? Or you want me to?
Yeah, man, that brother hit just about like Young Judah said, what we've been talking about on this show for the longest. I don't know how many times you have heard us say, if somebody that you can see or cure, that person is not important.
Right.
We're looking for the wizard. And that brother named off all the wizards.
Boy.
I tell people all the time that knowledge is in the books. And the only way you're going to know anything about any of those wizards that you got to get up in the books. Listen to what that man said. He said it used to be a time when it was easier to control 3 million people, 3 billion people. Now it's easier to kill them. I sent Ayob an article today about people in Russia getting sick and died from a food that they eat. And I told them all of these countries are in compliance with mass genocide. You think these countries are really fighting with each other? You crazy. These countries are on the same page and in the front for what they making us think and believe that they are in war with each other. These countries know what they're doing, man. They're killing us. Job just told me there where he did that they just told they back on the boiled water system.
Yep.
Who gonna stop drinking water?
Right.
I'm not. So they know if I want to kill the people, what I'm gonna do? Affect the water. I'm gonna affect the foods. Who gonna stop eating? I'm not.
Right.
Who doing this?
Right.
People that we cannot see.
Let's see.
They've been setting this thing up for years, folks. It's bigger than black and white. While we down here saying that this racial this and racial that. No.
Right.
What did we say just last week? Us idea of peace is compliance.
Compliance. That's it. And they'll do anything to get that compliance. Compliance.
Go ahead, Ayo.
Man, very well put, brothers. Man, Rizza Islam, boy, that joker be dropping jewels and gems. My goodness. Like you guys alluded to, we talk about all the time the hidden hand. America says peace on one hand, we're here to protect you, but on the other hand, they're ready to destroy, ready to crush you. But they want you to think it's peace. They want you to think it's safety. They want you to think it's security.
Right.
They want you to think we're protecting you.
Right.
With the right, with the left hand. We got your back. We got you. But the whole time ready to hit you in the back of the head with the rock or the knife.
Right.
So a couple names. Now he threw out, Woodrow Wilson. We talked about him on this channel before. President Woodrow Wilson. Rockefeller, the Wahlbergs. Mark Wahlberg, Transformers, Donnie Wahlberg, Kills on the Block.
Yep.
There's a reason why they got those. There's white boys that can sing, but why Donnie Wahlberg?
Right.
There's a lot of actors that could play in Transformers on these movies, but why Mark Wahlberg?
Right.
And he had a music career with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Why them two? Who they know that you have never seen that put them in that place? He said their name. Vanderbilt University.
That's right.
We were talking earlier about Loyola, Ignatius Loyola.
Right.
Ignatius Loyola. Y'all have heard of Loyola Marymount, Chicago, California, those universities. They're not just Catholic universities, they're Jesuit universities. Vanderbilt, Duke, Notre Dame, Xavier, Marquette. Those are the ones behind the scenes. You just see Catholic popes and priests.
That's right.
But the Jesuits are behind that you never see. That's got control of this thing. Two names he threw out that I want everybody to do your best to research. That is Henry Kissinger and Zbigniew Brzezinski. Zbigniew Brzezinski was the author of that NSSM 200 document. Guess who he groomed and knew their stepfather when he was a little boy? He was their homeboy, groomed him, Mr. Barack Obama. That was Mr. Barack. Go back and look at Barack Obama. He says Zbigniew Brzezinski is a big part of why I'm president. He was my mentor. He taught everything he knew. And the only reason that NSSM document and the only reason that Barack Obama became president, that NSSM 200 document, y'all, it keeps the African Americans and the Africans divided. They do not want us talking to the Africans. You know why? While it's not about black and white and it's much deeper, they know the Africans are going to tell the African Americans, you are not us. We are different people.
That's right. That's right.
We know about your history.
That's
you
right.
serve a different God. They
That's
know
right.
that.
That's
Go
right.
to that NSSM document. Henry Kissinger and Zbigniew Brzezinski. His daughter is on the MSNBC show Morning Joe. That's his daughter.
That's right.
Mika Zabrinski. Zbigniew Brzezinski. Go read up on him. Wikipedia got it. You will be amazed. You will see how many documents them jokers wrote for President Reagan, President Nixon.
That's right. All these presidents are nothing more than educated puppets.
That's it.
That's all they are. They don't write their speeches. No. They don't come up with their own plans. They don't come up with nothing. Because look, I don't know the name right now. I knew the name and I didn't write it down when I learned it. Okay. So I'm gonna put a challenge out there. I'm gonna put a challenge out there. Who is the president of us, boss? Who is the real president of the corporation of us? Okay. It's a name out there. You got a president that you don't know. That's the president of the corporation. And I ain't talking about
Joe.
I ain't talking about Joe.
Sleepy. Right.
You got a vice president of the corporation.
Right.
You got a treasurer department of the corporation.
Yep.
And these are people who have an invested interest in the corporation that you do not know about.
Arms dealing, weapons dealing, all of that.
All of that.
Why do you think Biden is so eager?
Who knew that Britain supplied money to both sides of the Civil War?
Both sides.
Who knew that Britain supplied money to both sides of World War I and World War II?
Right. Why do you think they just said Biden made his 46th pledge to Ukraine?
Exactly.
46 times.
And you bringing up indictments on
Trump.
On Trump.
Yo, boy.
Okay.
This stuff go deep, man.
It goes deep.
It goes deep.
Who do you think Spelman, Morehouse, Black HBCs, right? Who do you think? What Negro do you know at that time had enough money
to get that
to create those schools? You want to know the name behind them? Rockefeller.
John D. Rockefeller.
NAACP.
John D. Rockefeller.
You think we started that? No. Stop paying attention to who you can see. If you can see them, if you can hear them, something that I always say, chew the meat, but spit out the bones.
Spit out the bones.
George Soros is a big name that many people don't know nothing about.
Because you never see him on camera. You never see him on camera. He's smart enough to be like, no.
He about to move his funds from his name to his son's name. Have you seen that?
Yes, I did see that.
That's a business move.
Right. Man, Zbigniew Brzezinski was one of the ones to me. I was like, who is that? Man, in 2017 and 2018, when I started reading up on him, I was like, yo, what? Yeah. What? Him and Noam Chomsky and Henry Kissinger and all those guys on Reagan's cabinet, man.
It's deep, people.
It's deep, man.
It's deep. I saw something in the comment I want to go back to, and I'm gonna make mention of it before we go to the music break, because I'm today old knowing this. I eat ramen noodles too. I did not know the ramen noodles was made with pork.
What are that? Who said that?
Robertine Seawood said that up in the comment earlier up there. See if you can find that, young dude.
Oh no.
Yeah, I missed some of them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. MSG. Didn't even think about that. It's the seasoning. It's not so much the noodle, but it's the seasoning.
That's what she's saying. The seasoning got MSG in it, and the noodles are made with pork.
Wow. I'm today old knowing that.
Dang, man.
Hey, that messed up a lot of people's lives right there.
You know, he could have kept this.
Appreciate you, Sister Robertine. Appreciate you.
For real, because, hey.
You the real MVP.
You the real MVP, for real. Yeah, as much as that hurt, I thank you, man, because, I did not know. Hey.
Hey, if you
I did not know.
Like they say, when you're ignorant of it, it's
exactly.
One thing, but now that you know, if you go back to it,
exactly. Let's go to the song break, Young Judah.
Yeah. Appreciate this.
Wow.
Man.
I didn't.
Shalom, brother. Thank you for putting me down with you on this song right here. Oh, yeah. This song is for the children of Israel. Yeah. Wake up, Jacob.
A lot of people need proof, even though he split the Red Sea and we walked through. Came up on the other side, still we didn't follow through. Now we bowing down to false idols like the heathens do. Children, what is wrong with you? All your faith in things you can see and touch. Oppositions of the truth, false doctrines too much. Yes, you've been religified. I don't think you realize all my faith in Yah knows and Yah should never die. I've been a curse since the first day I came in, shaped in iniquity, lost in this world of sin. And now my end is irrelevant. Blessed with this truth in these last days. Brothers out here yelling it. I can see the struggle in my brother's eyes. Hypnotized by the world. Brothers out here being victimized. We breaking curses with the verses. Hope you realize. Blasphemers, non-believers, and forgers of false lies. Wake up, Jacob. Let him know that he's forgiven. Calling him out his prison. It's been so long. It's been so long. Tell his father and his mother, don't worry about tomorrow. That day will come. That day will surely come. And as I drink the bitter wine of the truth, I can shine with the proof. I got love for my youth. I was once like you. I was lost in this world. Got to run around up and down, feeling like I want an earl. My baby girl lost focus and it broke me down. A better way, man, I'm searching for it every day. A ray of light comes shining in my darkest nights. I bowed down, repented, and gave my life to Christ. I asked the Father to forgive me for my life of sins. Please hide me from the faces of wicked men. Through thick and thin, he was there for me. He really never ever left me, and I know that he cared for me. I'm not the same man I used to be. Truthfully, honestly, I can see. Tell me, brother, would you do the same for me? If I was hungry, would you give a brother something to eat? And if I feel like, would you help the brother back on his feet? Wake up, Jacob, let him know that he's forgiven. Calling him out his prison. It's been so long. It's been so long. Go tell his brother, tell his father and his mother. Don't worry about tomorrow. That day will come. That day will surely come. See, he came for the thugs. They needed the love. I gave him bomb, my dub, and I knew it was my blood. Ain't no shame in mine. Who can change the time? Sit back while I twist the line. Take a load off your shoulder. Let me ease your mind. With this truth right here, yeah, it's hard to find. I know my hardest times when I was blind. Praise the Most High, man, that He's opened my eyes. Wake up, Jacob. Let him know that he's forgiven. Calling him out his prison. It's been so long. It's been so long, too long. Go tell his brother, tell his father and his mother. Don't worry about tomorrow. That day will come. That day will surely come.
Well, we about to be up out of here in a minute. This captivity almost over.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm sitting there tripping, looking at these comments.
Boy, hey. Ramen noodles done set it off in here, man. And young Yashay is said monoglycerides and diglycerides, which is
Diglycerides is in a lot of the breads. Yeah. Hey, we got some educated people up in here, man.
Our audience and our family is hands down. And this ain't no knock against nobody. But our audience and our family, bro, they be on it, man.
They be on it.
They be on it, bro. Like
they be on it.
Everybody interacts. Everybody chimes in.
Exactly. I love it, man.
Like y'all teaching us.
Exactly. It's how it's supposed to be, though, right?
It's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, yes, it be said, I'm gonna eat ramen noodles till I die.
I'm telling you.
Up there, yeah.
Robertine shut the door on that.
Man.
She slammed the door. Boom.
We just had a funeral.
But I was just thinking that we're gonna have to sing the doors of the church are open.
So we got one more question though that has not been answered. The active number of Ku Klux Klan members in 1920. Somebody we got about a little under 30 minutes.
Yeah. So if somebody can get that, that'll be so 2 tickets down.
Right. Oh, yeah. Put the email address up there for Yasha B too to email us his first name and last name. Yeah. Truth Be Told Flex Podcast at Gmail.
Right.
Yeah, at Gmail. That's where you email us your name and we'll get make sure that you'll be taken care of.
Right.
Topic that we got, man. This one here was a sad one.
Man.
And I gotta put this article in the description. I got another article of a story that we were going to do in the description. So I'm gonna take that one out and I'm gonna add this one in so you can get a hold to this one. Charges dropped against cops who dumped an Israelite woman body in dumpster, then set it ablaze. I'm gonna let young Judah pull that article up if you got it so you can see it for yourself.
This article right here, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's coming up. There it is. Go to the title of it, young Judah. Scroll down. That's the young lady right there. And Ayob alluded to it in his Beyond Critical Race Theory when he said we're going to see the power of the judges.
And judges, man.
These judges. And we remember last week we was talking about the Klan. What was one of the things that we saw when we was talking about the Klan?
They judge.
That a lot of these judges.
A lot of these judges, man.
A lot of these judges. So you see how all of this stuff worked together. Psalms 83, we live Psalms 83.
Yes.
Psalms 83 is more than just words. Psalm 83 is life.
Yeah, Yesha B, he chatted that earlier about the Confederacy. Like it really, we talk about it all the time on this channel, but it's so broad. The Confederacy against us is so, and it's got so many layers, bro. It's so broad and wide and so many layers, man.
Right.
It's crazy.
Say charges dropped. Let's let this resonate before we get into it. Charges dropped against cops, and look at the actions, who dumped Israelites woman body in dumpster, then set it ablaze. Before we even go into this article, ask yourself the question, how can it be?
How can it be?
How can it be? Dumped her body in a dumpster, then set it ablaze. This was on October 17th. The officer's name is Ashton Montalvo and D'Angelo Boone. They was charged with arson and mutilation of a body remains after they allegedly moved the body of Michaela Sharlam, 25, to a dumpster, then set the dumpster on fire. Both officers pleaded not guilty to the charges. According to medical examiner, Sharlam died earlier that day from a fentanyl overdose. Police say the two officers found the body in an abandoned apartment, but instead of reporting it, they moved the body blocks away to a dumpster and lit it on fire with a lighter fluid.
That don't even.
June 6th, the Contra Costa District Attorney Office decided to dismiss the case, citing its connection to Antioch police officers accused of using racial slurs, making racist jokes, and sharing racist memes in a text thread. June 6, 2023, the Contra Costa District Attorney Office determined prosecution of the people of the state of California versus Ashton, Montalvo, and D'Angelo Boone could not proceed to trial and moved to dismiss the case. A dismissal of this juncture affords the district attorney office the ability to refile criminal charges against the officers and reinstate legal action if new evidence is developed. What evidence needs to be developed, I don't know. But in this case, the prosecution of Montalvo and Boone for mutilation of human remains and arson on October 17, 2022, relied heavily on the investigative work of Antioch police officers who are associated with racist text communications. Did you guys hear that? So these officers got investigated by police officers of the same force or department who was also a part of racial text messages as well. Okay, that's what I just read. It says our office extends our deepest sympathies to the families of Michaela Charlemagne, and we aspire to renew this prosecution if presented with opportunity to do so. Charlemagne's family blasted the DA's decision to drop the charges, calling the move unacceptable and telling NBC News that her family was devastating after learning the detectives who helped solve the case was part of the racist text scandal that plagued the department.
Man, bro.
I think the thing that gets me most, and I share it with you, Ayo, and I share it with my wife when I was telling her about this, is the disregard for human life when it comes to us. Yeah. How easy it is for them to do things like this when it comes to Israel. We want to get into a habit of saying Israel on this show because they have brainwashed us into believing that we Black, African-American, Negro, so we got to reverse that by using proper terms.
Absolutely.
When it comes to Israel, how easy it is for them to do things like this. The second thing is, what make it easy for them to do things like this is because of qualified immunity.
That's it.
There is a much greater chance that, hey, they're going to get off with little damages than it is that they're going to get in trouble for it. Unless you are a Black cop and you do something to a white individual.
Yep. That's about it.
This girl died in one place
and was
moved to another place, dumped in the trash, and set on fire.
And real quick, everybody knows the purpose of setting something on fire is to get rid of the evidence.
And there it is, yo.
You get rid of
That's exactly what it is.
Because in all honesty, I believe that they didn't find her.
No,
she didn't overdose on no fentanyl. They killed that girl and then took her to a dumpster and lit her on fire. And the reason that they got her, the reason that the court's doing what they're doing is because they did this sloppy.
Exactly. And they taking care of their own.
Right. So once again, with that being said, now you have to ask the question, Mr. Coroner, How much did you make to say she overdosed?
On
What are
fentanyl.
you involved in behind the scenes we don't know about?
That's
Mr.
right.
Judge, how
That's
much were
right.
you paid off? What
That's
kind of
right.
papers they got on you that they can frame you with, Mr.
That's
Judge?
right.
Officers,
That's right.
what are y'all all involved
What
in?
are the
It's all
chances
got
now?
to
She
wait.
was in an abandoned home, right? What are the chances that these officers raped this girl?
Exactly. That's another entity of this.
What are the chances? We could go with my wife got this saying that if I don't know the truth, I'm gonna make up my version of the truth.
Come on, man.
So we could stay on this show from now until, and we could come up with all kind of different scenarios as to why you move her from the abandoned place.
Why didn't you just leave her there and call the coroner and call
Come on now,
and make it a crime scene?
You're guilty of more than arson and mutilation of a body, and the department knows it. But hey, like we discussed last week, when the majority of you guys are the Klan, we know there's a such thing as a blue curtain.
Right. Right.
Just like young Judah said, you were sloppy, but we gonna get through this thing. So you got the DA, you got the coroner, and you got the whole police department.
Charges dropped. Done. Dismiss it. Like, oh well, another day. We're gonna go home, eat our steak and spaghetti and rolls and biscuits and salad, and it's just another day at the office.
That's right.
Check off on the thing to do list today. Check it off. 5 o'clock. Go home. And now this young lady, 25 years old, her family is wanting now. Like, wait a minute. We know our daughter. She was homeless, and we've tried to help or whatever, but she's no longer here. Somebody gotta have an answer.
Right. Right.
Man.
This story here came of what, about 2 o'clock this evening?
Yep. This afternoon. Yep.
Came about 2 o'clock this evening. I was like, yo, we got to talk about this one here. This took the place of a story that we were going to talk about.
Because we also got wind around the same time, and we discussed this earlier, we got another wave of Israelite children in Ohio
coming up
missing. From what I understand, it's 30 in the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
And it's crazy that for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've been seeing a lot more cries for help on Facebook about missing children. I don't, there's no coincidences. So is it, and that's why this story, like 25 years old,
25.
Charges dropped. Nobody got it. No, don't worry about the answer. We just gonna shove it under the rug because I think it's a lot more with those racist text messages. That's why they're throwing the shovel away, because you already got a body that's on fire. Let alone the fact.
Did you see what young Yeshaya of Kadashim said? Over 30,000 in Cleveland. Remember I told you that it's been going on in Cleveland for a minute.
It's crazy. See, and he's in Ohio. Thank you.
And he's in Ohio.
That's the important thing. We have a lot of folks on here from different places.
Right.
And like we've talked before, we had Jamil the Trunk Rattler talking about certain things we hear about in Mississippi.
Right.
And that they locally hear about
or
don't hear about.
Right.
It was a couple stories he was like,
right.
They ain't even talked about that. So that's important. Thank you. Who's that young?
Over 30,000. You know how many? What did the scripture say about Rachel? She was mourning.
Mourning, bro.
Rachel was mourning for her children. Can you imagine the mothers in Cleveland right now, man? And if the police is behind, look, I believe the police is behind the missing in Cleveland. I believe the police is behind all the shooting that's in Chicago.
Absolutely. I
believe it without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Right? And then they put this here in this article. I want to make mention of this. We cannot let this slide. A dismissal at this junction affords the district attorney office the ability to refile criminal charges against Montalvo and Boone and initiate legal action if new evidence is developed. You burnt the body.
Right.
You burnt the evidence.
Right. What you mean new evidence arise? You got it right there.
You got it right there. There should nothing else. Look, if you can't get them on rape because they burnt the evidence right, you can at least get them for what? Tampering with a dead body and setting it on fire.
Right. But you dismissed that in the event, oh, well, we could revisit it again and bring up charges. No, you won't.
No, you will never. Look, you would never hear about this again. In fact, I want to say who have heard about it because I hadn't heard about this at all on no news station.
Right. I hadn't heard about this. And this was back in October. They printed this, they published it today, but the crime was back in October.
And they published it in an article. People understand this. This is in an article. Who gets articles like this? The only reason that we come across it because of the podcast that we run.
Right. And we got to bring.
I have more news article apps on my phone than I got anything else.
Yep.
Sitting here right now doing the podcast on my phone lighting up blue and red, blue and red, blue and red, blue and red.
I too going off.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Young Shay brings up a great question. Where are the body cams? You know they got to have their body cams running in this girl. So y'all turned the body cams off.
Now, I think the body cam's only supposed to run during times of police activity. So whatever they was doing with this young girl in this abandoned
record,
is off the record.
Gotcha.
Now here's a question.
Wow.
Where the street cams?
Right. Like we said that earlier, because where there's a dumpster, you can't. Whether it's a gas station, convenience store, it don't matter. Where there's a dumpster, they got a camera.
It's a camera. And we talking about a blue state, California.
It's a blue, right? That's a liberal state, right?
It's cameras everywhere in California.
Everywhere on every.
And this going back to the Cleveland thing too. I don't care what nobody say. That many children cannot be missing.
Ain't no way.
And nobody don't know where these kids is at. Who saw Batman? What Batman was that? When he was sitting where Morgan Freeman was sitting there and all of them cameras was in front of him. He called it the Beast.
Right.
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight, right.
He called that the Beast. What was the Beast, Morgan? The Beast is I could see everybody's actions.
Everything.
At one time.
And that's what they're trying to do with these 15-minute cities.
That's right.
A 15-mile radius.
Right.
Everything can
exactly
15 minutes. That means guess what? Everybody's cheering for it. Okay, be careful what you ask for.
That's right.
Like you just said, they'll be able to see
everything.
Every action of everybody.
Say.
Man, boy.
All praises to the Most High, man. We can stay here for a little while longer. I don't want to keep people too much longer.
Yeah.
We still have a buy sale. We still got one ticket that we got to give away.
Come on, y'all.
I'm going to leave this question on the table for next week. We're not going to get an answer to this one. That's going to be the question for next week if nobody get it. How many active Ku Klux Klan members was it in 1920? The answer is in episode 104. 104. That's where the answer is at. Go check it out. Let's get that buy sale, young Judah.
Well, you only talk about white supremacy. I don't see a problem in racism anymore. Watch this. Race is the root word. Root is the root word. Ism and ist is the act of the word, right? So white people are supposed to take care of white people first. They're supposed to give themselves the Grammys first, the movies first, because don't lions take care of lions? Tigers take care of tigers? It's not white people's racism that's the problem. It's black people's lack of racism. We're supposed to be racist too, and we're not. We got to make black people love themselves again.
Yes, sir.
Buy sale. Round. Buy.
I buy it.
I buy too. I've been saying this. I know what, young Judah, for about a year now, right? That, hey,
that you a black racist?
Ain't nothing wrong with being racist. Like for real. The problem is hatred.
Hatred. That's it.
Being a racist, it ain't a problem with being a racist. Matter of fact, I respect you more if you are racist.
Because I know you where you stand. I know the position you hold.
Well, it ain't even so much I know where you stand. What's wrong with loving your people?
People, right. Absolutely. Totally.
Hey, look, when a white man say he don't want his daughter dating a black man, I rock with that.
I feel him.
And it's not. I think racist is the wrong word. I think it's pro-nation though.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Because you care about your race of people. Look, in the day that we live in now, I don't know what it's like in the Carolinas, but here in Texas, my daughter played AAU basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, we used to go to the AAU tournaments, man. You hard pressed to find 100% black babies on these teams. The majority of these babies are half breed because of the day that we live in.
Right.
And this is how we've been brainwashed. You see what I'm saying? We don't see anything wrong with it because we've been told that we all the same.
Right. Absolutely.
When you go into the Torah, the Most High don't want nothing mixed. No. He say, look, if you start your shirt with cotton, finish it with cotton.
None other. No other stuff. Finish it with
cotton.
Don't
mix nothing. And that includes your seed, and it's not a bad thing. And I like that choice of word that young Judah said is pro-nation. Look, me not wanting my black son dating a white girl has nothing to do with me hating white people, but loving my people.
Right. Absolutely, man.
Loving my people. What did we say earlier? When we don't know no better,
we get right.
When we learn
better,
you gotta do better.
You gotta do better. And you bring up a great point because at some point we have to love ourselves.
Exactly.
I don't necessarily agree with Louis Farrakhan with all that he says, but he says something right when I woke up in 2017. I heard a speech he said, and in that speech, he asked a question. He said, "Who taught you to hate yourselves?"
I remember that. Yeah.
Bro, when I heard that, I told you I cried for like 2 weeks, man. I had literally woken up for like 4 days.
Right.
When I heard that, I was like, he's right. We didn't necessarily come down hard on ourselves. It was taught to us.
It was taught to us.
And then once we learned it, we took it and just ran with it. Oh, we'll be the first ones to not support because we got the same type of business. You can go in the store right now and there'll be 30 different types of bread. But let me sing, let 2 other people sing, let 3 other people rap. For some reason, instead of everybody networking or podcast for that same reason, we just seem like we just sort of in these
right.
We don't embrace. It's not because somehow in the back of our minds, I don't want them to get the upper hand because if I do, they may not reach back down. We shouldn't even be thinking like that.
Shouldn't be thinking like that.
Whether we got to reach down or reach up. And I know there's a law of access. There's an actual law in the 613, 616 there's an actual law that talks about that, reaching down and giving back and being.
It's all in. I think it's like I think it's like in Leviticus chapter 21. He give us, man, look. Matter of fact, we just read it a couple of shows back. When you see your brother that is a stranger,
that's right. There you go.
That's when Nehemiah was on the show with us. You see what I'm saying? Your brother that is a stranger, that means your brother that look, when I stop understanding the Bible in the Christian tone that we all the same and your brother is everybody else, and start understanding that book is talking to me, my people, and about us and our people, man, they're saying, look, if I see, and I tell my kids this, and young Judah can tell you, you see a raw chicken and an Israelite on the corner, and they both asking for money.
Right.
You give that money to the Israelite.
Right.
Now, if he want to share with the raw chicken, he can do that. But you take care of your people.
And that, like you said, that's not hatred. That's
not hatred.
That's not hatred. And I think, is it the book of Tobit that talks about those mindful of Yahuwah, those mindful of the Most High, that you take care of that. I have to go find it. But I think it's in Tobit. I think it's in Tobit, but it's true. It's not hatred of those that just because they don't look like you, or just because you're not of the bloodline.
Facts.
Whatever. That's not hatred, man, because it's been done to us
right
for hundreds of years.
Right. They done told us, look, let me show you how wicked these people are. They told us to love everybody at the same and hate everybody at the same, in the same breath.
Right. That's wow.
Think about that.
Breath.
Inclusiveness, love everybody, but yet division, hate everybody.
Right. Right.
And like you said, when it came to hating, we took that and ran. No other nation disregard their people the way that we do.
Right. Yep. Like I said,
I'm working in an apartment complex right now. Nothing but Judah. Nothing but Judah. You ought to see how them jokers walk around there and don't speak to each other, man.
I was just about to ask you. It's
and if you speak to them, they look at you like you
crazy.
Even when you say what's happening, my brother.
They don't even.
What you talking to me for? I don't know that nigga. That's it.
Right. Right.
But if a white person come through that joker, they'll give respect to.
Right. Ain't that? Like I said, who taught you how to hate yourself?
Who taught you to hate yourself?
Who taught you how to hate your skin color?
That's right.
Who taught you how to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you that your slang was bad?
That's right.
Who told you?
That's right. That's right.
And we just got conditioned.
That's right.
That we can't say what up.
Right.
We don't have to say, hey, what's up?
Right.
Say, what up?
Right.
It be okay.
Right.
Cool.
Right. Just like look at news stations. Look at news stations. You got our sister sitting up there with all that long stringy hair and they wigs on. Who taught you that your hair was not acceptable?
Not acceptable, right.
Who taught you that? We can talk about this forever. Hey, we got the greatest audience in the world. We love y'all.
Man.
Everybody got a revelation tonight. Hey, it's going to be a whole lot of chicken and beef ramen noodles in the trash tonight.
Boy, you ain't lying. If you got it, you better throw it out.
Don't be talking about I'm going to eat it this last time. No. You done been told.
You done been told. Appreciate you, Miss Robertson, man. 'Cause boy, I would tell you, I was gonna have to fix me a bowl or two.
Man, what you talking about?
And look, let me tell you, my Shaka Boom can tell you. Look, we don't use we've been up on the MSG, the packets. You know what I'm saying? And since I had my stroke, she take her own seasonings and hook it up.
Right.
And I'd be over there.
Right. Right.
So now, even though we do that, now we can't even. Oh man!
Right. Man. And bagels, yeah. My daughter is a huge fan of the Asian culture. Right. She turned me on to the pho and the ramen. I wonder if the ramen at the Roman shops are they made with pork too? The ramen. I think. I hope.
They do.
Okay then. Okay, then it's the stuff that you get that's for 25 cents a package. Okay, then cool. Right, yeah. She big on that, and my daughter does the same thing that your wife do, which is she'll take a bag of ramen noodles, man, and take that package and throw it to the side, and put her own seasonings in it, dude. Boy, man. Pho is. I used to say pho. I ain't know pho. They like pho to me. Say.
I thought it was pho. Pho.
Yeah, that pho. We're just gonna get some of that pho. No, that's fun. Say that fun is off the chain, man.
I found that scripture, by the way, real quick. I just Tobit 2:2.
What did it say?
It goes along what we were saying. And when I saw, Tobit says, and when I saw abundance of meat, I said to my son, go and bring what poor man soever thou shalt find out of our brethren.
Facts.
Mindful. Who
That's
is
right.
mindful of the Most High. And lo, I tarry for thee. Come on, man.
Amen.
Come on, man.
Amen.
That's powerful, man.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Our brethren.
That's
is
right.
mindful of the Most High, who knows the Most High.
When we get back, and that's what they are afraid of, people. They are afraid of us loving each other. That's why I don't care what job you work in. When you got 2 or 3, when you got more than 3 of us together talking, they finna come break that up.
Yeah, it was a law back in Jim Crow days that we couldn't be 2 or 3. We could not be gathered. We was arrested and beaten and most of the time killed for that.
They gonna come.
That Tobit too, man, is powerful.
Yeah, powerful, man. This has been a great show, even though my internet was acting a retard.
Look, I'm gonna take your internet. I'm gonna take your internet and
I know, right, man. Yeah, I swear. I mean it. You swear I got great value internet.
Great.
But it's craft. I promise you, it's craft.
Look, Kraft got that pork in it. Oh man, that's
man. Say, may the Most High bless y'all and keep y'all to this time next week. The greatest family in all the podcasts. We thank y'all for y'all knowledge. Again, homework assignment. Let's find out who is the boss. Let's find out who is the boss of the president, who is the real president of this corporation. We're gonna come back with that next week. Somebody answer that. That's a ticket. That's a ticket. That is a ticket.
Yeah.
And next week question also is, how many active Ku Klux Klan members were there in 1920? Go back and watch episode number 104. Ayob, Young Judah, any last words before we get up out of here?
Love, shalom, love the Most High, love yourselves, people. Love on your families, man. Let's get it.
Please do. Let's hit that last song break, Young Judah. Let's get up out of here.
Yeah.
We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way, we got a way. Way maker, way maker, way maker. Oh, yeah. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way, we got a way, we got a way. I stand with the armies of Yah, yeah. There's so many battles and stories to tell, yeah. How many times he came through for me. He answered prayers, provided what I need. He never failed, no, he never failed me. Talking about Yahuwah, mighty one of the 12 tribes. So many reasons I pledge my allegiance and whole life. I still can't believe it, how much he has laid down his whole life, yeah. This right here's for the Yahudim. So act like you know what I mean. I said this right here's for the Yahudim. And lift your hands high to the Shammai. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way, we got a way. Way maker, way maker, way maker. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way maker, way maker. We got a way, we got a way. Way maker. I can never ever count the way. Any ways he made for me might break my brain. He did not praise him, it would be insane. That's why I be reppin' the name.
Why I be reppin' this name, yeah. He is the author, he finished the story, yeah. I gotta credit his work, yeah. Keep him in glory for all he do for me. I gotta live on my life. I can't do nothing without you. Nah, I can't say too much about you. Nah, you are my light, you are my way maker. Heartbeat pacemaker, heavenly shaker. No, he won't forsake you. Yeah, he love us. I can't get enough of seeing you show out the way you do. Clutch like Curry, follow through. I tell them all to follow you. Call on you, you always there when people not, they won't bother you. You
way maker, way maker. We got a way, we got a way maker, way maker. We got a way, we got a way, we got a way, way maker. We got a way.
Hey, before y'all leave, I still see that we got 11. We wore these, I forgot to bring it out. We wore these Truth Be Told Flex Podcast extra shirts today. Look for the notifications, the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast extras. They don't be no longer than 30 minutes. We get in there, we get up out of there. And I normally end them with a question. If I end it with a question, that means comment. Your comment will incite a conversation. The conversation will be great for the algorithm. And if people find out about Truth Be Told Flex Podcast Extra, they're also going to find out about Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. For everybody that was here for the first time tonight, you enjoyed yourself. Shalom. Thank you. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave us a comment. With that being said,